If you are someone who are thinking about reducing some of the weight in your backpack, but get overwhelmed by the many choices and believe that ultralight hikers that carry 4 kilo backpacks are crazy, then I say welcome, because this episode will be perfect for you. I will give you the quick and easy way to go lighter. Actually, I can promise you that if you follow these recommendations, you will increase both safety and comfort, and that has very little to do with you going ultralight or not, so stay tuned. Now, what many people do when they want to go lighter is to change the tent and the backpack first, and the reason people do that is, of course, it's where you can save the most amount of weight, obviously, but I believe it to be a bad idea. When it comes to tents, it is your home, your castle and your safety, and what gives you that nice and comfortable experience. It should have space for you, your gear, and you need to be able to cook and change clothes inside the tent in case of bad weather. To go lighter then mean many times also choosing a smaller tent. Not always, but many times that is the case, and you will end up cramped up and miserable. So for now, stick to the tent that you have and that you love. Your backpack is what you use all day long while hiking, and it should have a good carry system that fits your body and the weight of your gear, and you should be able to carry all of your gear including water, food and fuel in comfort for many days. Then to change too quickly to a lighter pack before you have reduced the weight and the bulk, you will get nothing but problems and a bad experience. Change the backpack last when you have adapted all of the gear that you want to change, and when you know the weight, you know the bulk, and that we know what type and size of backpack that you need. Now let's focus on the first changes that you should do when going lighter. It should be the sleeping bag, the pad, rain clothes, cookware, water bottles and your down jacket or insulation. And you won't notice any difference in comfort or safety if matching those equipment to the requirements on your hike. That is the truth. It will only be lighter, much lighter. Now let's focus on these 6 specific items, how to think, where to start and what to choose to save weight with maintained or increased comfort. Now let's start with the bag, and always aim for the correct comfort temperature for the hike ahead, and then maybe add 2 or 3 degrees extra just to be on the safe side. Remember that a damp bag will lose a little bit of its insulating properties and will give you less warmth, so that is something to think about on the longer hikes. Here, for saving weight and bulk, I do recommend you going for down bags from brands that manufacture lightweight equipment like Humulus in Europe or Katabatic Gear or Western Mountaineering in the US. They use lighter fabrics, lighter zippers and in a no-fuss design, and know how to focus on the most important thing, to keep you warm. The reason for going with down spells compactability and weight to warmth ratio. The difference between a 0 degree or a 32 degree Fahrenheit bag or quilt compared to the standard bags could be as much as 1 kilo. And remember that always look at the comfort rating, not the limit. Now onto the pad, and just like with the bag, choose one with a slightly higher R value than what's needed on your hike. The R value is an insulating value that tells you how much insulating properties the pad has, and it will only reflect your heat right back at you, and wet and frozen ground will steal more of that nice warmth you are trying to build up. For summer and hot grounds, you can get away with using a pad from 0 up to maybe 3.5, but for colder conditions, when we are talking about early spring or late fall, I would recommend you going above 3.5 and maybe as high as 5 to get this nice and warm sleeping experience. Much also depends on how you sleep, if you're a warm or a cold sleeper. A cold sleeper like me needs more insulation, while others who are warm sleepers can get away with less. Anyways, today you can find good and lightweight alternatives from brands like Thermarest, Nemo, C2 Summit, Rab, just to mention a few, and no, I'm not sponsored by any of these brands. The most popular 3-system pad is the Thermarest Neo Air X Lite with an R value of 4.5. This in size large weighs in at 480 grams, and a 3-system pad with an R value of about 4 to 5 doesn't need to weigh more than that, and somewhere around 450 to 700 grams depending on the size and the brand. That is about 5 to 700 grams less than many of the standard pads out there, and many times these ultralight inflatable pads are super thick and very comfortable. Most likely you will increase your warmth, reduce the bulk and also increase your comfort if you look into these brands and the pads they offer. But remember to add a 3mm EVA pad underneath. It will protect the pad prevent the pad from sliding around inside your tent, and reduce the noise when moving around. And it can be used as a sit pad during the day. When it comes to cook set, don't go for a full cook set if you don't need it. Choose a small cook set like a pot and a canister stove for 1 or 2 people and focus on boiling water and eating freeze-dried food. It is the least amount of weight and bulk. And good alternatives do exist like the Soda Windmaster or the Pocket Rocket Deluxe together with titanium or an aluminum pot. If you're using a Soda Windmaster together with a 400 milliliter titanium pot from Avenue together with a Tokes titanium long-handled spoon, your complete setup will end up weighing only 161 grams. This is excluding the fuel, but a small 100 gram canister like this is sufficient for me for 6 days of cooking. That includes 2 hot meals a day and also coffee in the morning and the evening. If you don't like top-mounted stoves and maybe want to do a little bit more serious cooking and need a bigger pot, then you can always look at the Fusion Trek stove with 3 feet to keep it more steady on the ground. Now on to rain gear. Good lightweight rain gear do exist that will keep you dry even in a full day of rain, and there's no need to carry 1 kilo rain gear any longer. I have experience with and highly recommend the Rab Phantom set. The jacket weighs in at 100 grams in size large and the pants about 80 grams, so a total set will not weigh more than 180 grams. Crazy light and works. As an alternative you have the OMM Halo Smock or the Montbell Versalight. And if you're a little bit more open-minded, I recommend also thinking about changing from pants to a kilt. I know it might sound a little bit strange, but you don't know if you like it until you try it. Pair it with a pair of gaiters and some quick drying pants and you will have a perfect setup that's very easy to take on and off. In my experience, the one mentioned will not only keep you dry from the rain, but they also breathe much better, so they also keep you dry from the inside. Now, onto the puffy as an insulating layers to wear during breaks or during the cold evenings or as an extra layer while sleeping. It will add to the overall comfort and works as a safety feature if the temperature drops more than expected, and instead of moving into the tent in the evening you can spend some more time outside talking to friends and family without freezing your ass off. Cheap alternatives like the Decathlon Trek or MT100 works great and proven many times over on the trail by me and many others. It weighs in at only 286 grams in size large. Unfortunately, this one is no longer available in Sweden since Decathlon closed down its business here. But I believe it's still to be available in the rest of the world. If you have any other information to give, please let us all know by leaving a comment. If you want to go lighter and have the money to spend, lighter alternatives do exist. For example, Cumulus and the Plank Light Down Pullover. I can truly recommend this one as it is the perfect warmth for 3-season hiking, in my opinion, and weighs in at only 140 grams in size large. I've been using this jacket now for over 3 years and I truly love it. I've been using it for hiking and other outdoor activities. When it comes to bottles, I say pet bottles. They are durable enough, lightweight enough and cheap. You get them almost for free. So there's no need to buy expensive Nalgene, aluminum or steel bottles for your hiking adventures. No. I have one with a big mouth for easy filling and one with a sports cap for being able to backwash and clean my soy squeeze filter when I need to. This way I got multiple use of the bottle and I don't need to bring a plunger if my filter clogs during the hike. Pair the bottles with a soy squeeze or the Katadyn Bee-Free filter and a Xenop bag or similar and it will save you both weight and space and with no need to carry water for longer distances. You save 1 kilo on the bag, 700 grams on the pad, 800 grams on the cook set, 800 grams on the rain gear, 500 grams on the puffy and finally at least 1 kilo or more if you change bottles and add a water filter. In total, if you do all of the above in this episode, you will save 5 kilo minimum. And that is with increased comfort and safety. And this has nothing to do with you going ultralight. This is just you being smart and doing clever choices. Now I hope you enjoyed today's episode about the easy way to go lighter without going stupid light. If not, just leave a comment. Hit like, subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.